Hey guys, this is Clayton. Before we jump into this next Battle Topics episode, I just wanted to thank you guys on behalf of Ruin Your Day and King of the Dot. We are super appreciative of all the feedback and support we've gotten for this latest bunker card featuring battles like Disaster vs. Official, Be Magic Ines, Fresco QP, and a bunch of other crazy battles. All the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive and has been our best bunker card by far. Without your guys' support, we would not be able to continue to do cards like this and be able to put events on for you to this magnitude. I know Avocado, Stalk, and I really enjoy putting on shows for you guys and hope to continue to raise the bar. So thank you again for everything, and we'll just hop right into this next episode. All right, welcome to another episode of Battle Topics. I am your host, Clayton, along with my co-host,
Stalk, also of Ruin Your Day and Weekly Battle Feed. The topic for this discussion is money and how it's ruining and enhancing, but also mainly ruining battle rap. Our guest for this is Farrell. Farrell, how are you?
What's up? Holla at your boy. You need to get out of jail.
Bad bars, that's fire trash like the rubbish was lit. Colostomy bag. I'm the type to dunk from the hip. The first time I shot a gun, I was 6. My nickname was Slush Puppy. Because I was one cold son of a bitch.
Just to timestamp the episode a little bit, this is a week after the Queen of the Ring versus Fresh Coast event fallout, and you had made a post on social media satirically saying, I'll take how money ruined battle rap for 100, basically saying this isn't the first of its kind. And I mean, there's been a lot of discussions over and over about how money could still be involved, or if it should be involved, or how it got involved and how it's screwing things up or enhancing or whatever. So we wanted to get your opinion on the situation.
Yeah, well, in that case, it's like we get this fucking every year. We get some ridiculous investor who thinks he can fucking just dump a bunch of money into a battle rap event and get it back in some way, or make a cool event out of it, and then they don't even know what they're doing. I mean, you got people coming from all over the world to watch a battle rap event, and you don't have the money for the battlers. You got to do a little better than that.
Taking away from investors and stuff like that, I mean, this has even been occurring with battlers themselves asking for ridiculous amounts of money that are either hindering the leagues moving further and stuff like that.
I don't mind that as much because, I mean, some guys ask for ridiculous prices, but it's like if you're a smart investor or someone just booking it or just a league owner, like a lot of these guys just get ignored. A lot of these guys don't really have a return, or I don't know. To me, with money in battle rap, it's hard to make a return in general because everyone wants to get paid.
Absolutely. Like, and at no point are we trying to like belittle or money. Like, money is amazing. Everyone loves money. People deserve money. And people deserve to be paid for their services, but oftentimes it's more so spending the money that's ruining battle rap because it's either idiots who are doing a one-off and don't know how to spend it right, or the leagues that are putting on good events can't recoup the money to spend. So it's all about allocating it. Great battlers deserve to be paid for their brand and for what they bring in. It's a lot easier said than done.
And even, like, when it comes to, like, having a return, if it's not an event that's pay-per-view, even if I feel like some of, like, the smaller channel pay-per-views don't even do that good, like the video on demands. I think, like, King of the Dot does the best pay-per-views in battle rap because they're always live. They never fuck up. You can watch it back. They have everything on their site. I think that's the way to do it. But even, like, when it comes to any other battle that's not pay-per-view, it's like, all right, if you have a return for the league, it's door money, It's like, if you're getting booked for, say, $500 and getting flown out somewhere, then it gets, like, upwards of, $1,000. And are you bringing, 100 people in the door at $10 a ticket, or even 50 people in the door at, $20 a ticket, or whatever it's going to be? That's still, like, hard to return on yourself, which there's nothing wrong with, because I think a lot of the battlers, what they're being booked for, their booking fee, is exclusivity. Like, you're writing 9 minutes worth of material for this platform that no one else is going to get. You're never going to use it again. And it's probably going to be quality material if you're, taking it serious. So that's where I see, like, a lot of, like, battlers deserving money more so than like having a crazy return, because it's just not that easy to make that return. YouTube, unless you're making, pulling millions of views on YouTube, I don't think the YouTube views make that much money themselves either,
And the finances are so all over the place with battle rap because
they are.
if you tell a fan how much the venue made at the door, it's like, okay, but you got to realize the first 20 tickets we sold at $20 a pop is going to insurance for the venue and for the camera rentals. I bet you didn't factor that into your message. And they're like, no, I thought it was all going to Lux. It's like, no.
Yeah, door money is peanuts in the grand scheme, and just to be able to like break even for like a lot of these people throwing events is like nice, you know what I'm saying?
You are paying for a brand, I'm not going to name names, but I know for a fact you were involved in a battle with a more household name in battle rap, and the person you battled didn't promote it, didn't tweet it, they were probably paid X amount by the league, but they couldn't have got the return they should have because that battler accepted the paycheck and then pretended the battle never happened.
Yeah, that's also what happens when you fuck around and get smoked, but I ain't gonna fucking say anything either. Y'all know.
But when it comes to money, it seems like almost every corner of battle rap is confused by it because you have this medium that has been free for so long, and now you're pushing, hey, buy this, buy that. Even when King of the Dot introduced that video on demand, and there was like, oh, watch this YouTube video for 99 cents, people about lost their shit. Dude, King of the Dot
is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and battle rap has a history of this. I mean, going back to, for the older battle rap fans, I don't know the specifics, but I know Cap Callis threw Grizzlemania 2. And the next week, Matt Ills wanted to host them as rentals on YouTube. Matt Ills probably was going to keep all the money on most of it, and Cap Callis was one of the reasons I believe he left Grind Time. And we're still dealing with a fan base that in 2016 are bitching about paying $1 for a battle. Like, battle fans are great, but they're stingy.
I think when YouTube fucking really gets their like on-demand shit on point, that is going to change battle rap a lot. I actually like that.
Yeah,
how they did that.
Yeah.
Even if it can be like, you can pay for it for a couple weeks and then it goes to free at some point and it keeps like all the views that it had from like the pay-per-view, and that could be a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a completely different conversation in itself and how pay-per-view and all that shit works. But basically what I was trying to get from that is it's like, we've had this conversations behind the scenes with King of the Dot staff and stuff like that with how you retrain these fans that either new fans or old fans on this is no longer like a quote unquote free medium. I mean, it's free still, but having to get someone wanting quality rappers that get paid X amount of dollars, but no one's actually paying a dime. Like, money has to come from somewhere. So you don't go to the supermarket expecting free food. All your food's free, whatever. It's like, oh wait, no, this costs money because someone put time and whatever into that. Or you don't go to a concert expecting to get in for free because there's songs on YouTube for free. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta just retrain the main populace, and right there we're in this transition of pushing pay-per-view, pushing video on demand and stuff like that. Otherwise, people have just been waiting for YouTube releases, and you just go off whatever YouTube gets and sponsors. And
I think I saw like a DNA or interview or someone for like not too long ago where he said like the first time he ever got like paid for a rap battle was like Battle of the Day or something. One of those ones where like Arsenal versus Conceited or some shit, or someone got flown out. It makes you imagine that a lot of like the earlier grind time battlers, or just grind time in general, is more about like, all right, let's get these dudes together and fucking rap and then put it on the internet, and like if we can do that, then it's like a goal in itself. Now it's like not the priority as much. It's like, let's get the fucking business right or we're not gonna rap. I understand it in a lot of cases. Like, obviously we're going to use this Queen of the Ring event as an example, that a lot of those guys had done just as many battles that they've been paid for as battles that they haven't. And you're not going to just like say fuck it and have everyone battle in the street and then like no one get paid, because that kind of just sets like a bad standard, and it makes people think that they can get away with like not following contract and not paying these people what were agreed to. But if you go back 5 years ago, even less than 5 years ago, if like I feel like it starts to happen like that, like it just wouldn't have been as much of a concern as getting the money, more so as like, oh fuck, we got all these people that came to LA. weekend, and now no one gets to hear any raps because these fucking promoter dudes fucked it up, you know?
Exactly. Business hasn't compromised the fun of battle rap because it's still a very fun atmosphere to be a part of, but the process of building a good card, money plays more of a factor every year than it did the year before. Like, okay, you have a battle coming up in Don't Flop against a guy with a weird name. And
yeah, his name is really fucking stupid.
The name E. Farrell has a dollar sign attached to it now because you put in the work for it. So Don't Flop as a league has to say, okay, you know, and I'm hoping that they'll say, okay, we'll at least pay for Farrell to get out here because he can stay in Connecticut and battle Lord K for, you know, and thrive. So we'll fork over the money.
I have to pay to battle Lord K, but yeah, I know.
We'll fork over the money to bring his name out here. And when you start including names, especially internationally, that's when the pay rate skyrockets to a point that you're not going to cover that with the door, and let's hope we can cover that with pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's more so what it is in a lot of cases, especially like, I mean, some of these guys just like, a Daylight will sell his fucking pay-per-views worth just off the strength of his name alone. There's nothing wrong with, you know, paying a top-tier URL guy a couple grand to come to your platform if you have it done right, because they already have a brand that you're attaching to your name now. But more than likely, it's only going to get bigger, you know, if you pick the right guys that aren't falling off and shit. And then, you know, people are going to, if you do a pay-per-view, you're going to get that. You're going to get some of it back right away. But in the long run, it's nice to have like an arsenal, you know, attached to your league name or something if you're starting out. It's good. They'll promote it and shit. But then you got these guys running around who, like, had, like, one PG drop, you know, and never, like, signed a contract, and then they can't get 1,000 views on any other channel besides the one that they had on URL that could have gotten a couple 100,000 views just off the subscribers alone.
Yeah.
And these guys will be, you know, asking for, like, $1,000 or close to $1,000 to fucking battle in New York somewhere, not even any travel or anything. And it's like, where's your return at that point, you know? There's no return really long range. It's more so like, are you going to bring these fucking people through the door? A lot of these leagues don't even do pay-per-views and shit.
I've never even dealt with a league because I've only worked with King of the Dot, and ever since I've worked with them, they've been doing the pay-per-view. I can't even imagine how leagues that just rely off door money and whatever sponsors they have and then YouTube revenue. I don't know how that even begins to work.
Yeah, and we see it a lot. I'm not even going to say names because people know. People, we've seen it in a lot of battle rappers. If someone will, like, touch a fucking main stage or have a nice little run on one, you know, flavor of the month type shit, and then they'll stop getting booked there and they'll, you know, go on, like, a tour to all the small leagues where they're probably, you know, making a good amount of money off the name alone, but it's, like, not really doing much for anyone at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, like, shit starts to get, like, a bit watered down, in my opinion. You see people fuck shit up over just getting greedy and taking too many battles because they know they can get some money out of it while their name's still hot. But yeah, then that leads to just inconsistencies and whatnot, and a lot of times you won't even see them, you know, somewhere crazy or, like, having a big battle again.
You know, when you see King of the Dot throwing conceited versus dumbfounded, that financially makes sense to spend thousands to make that happen because people are going to pay at the door to see it. Well, obviously, a ton of people on YouTube are going to see it. But if Middlesex County Battle League brings in Arsenal and he's battling Bloodfart the Demon, you know, they can advertise Arsenal all they want. It's going to be a great look for their league, but I don't know if they're going to make that money back, the you know, thousands it costs to bring Arsenal out. So it's all about balancing the brand with the outcome.
Yeah, and it, you know, it takes money to make money, so fuck it. But there's a point where, like, if you're not doing it right, it's just going to be a fucking money pit. And even if you are doing it right, it's just hard in general, I feel, for people to make money off battle rap.
Yeah, I think everyone just kind of has to get their bearings straight. Kind of like all three of us are a little bit of an outsider when it comes to, like, the grand scheme of it. We all have, like, a little bit of insight on different aspects here and there, but when it comes down to, like, the nitty gritty, it's all, we're just fans, like, speculating and stuff. But I think everybody kind of has to take responsibility in a little bit. If they want to see the scene grow, fans are going to eventually have to weigh whether it's worth paying for. Just like if they want an artist to get bigger, they got to pay for their music or pay for a concert. And if battlers want to get booked more, or if they want their name to be exposed more or whatever, they got to kind of like take their losses or kind of like weigh how much they're actually worth in the grand scheme of things. And leagues also have to kind of not, this problem came up a little bit when I was just kind of like, these outside investors just come and fuck these leagues that have been putting in all this work. You'll get like a match like Diz vs. Hollow that people have been wanting for like 10 years or whatever, and you're going to get some investor come out of nowhere, fucking ruin that match. And now you're going to have some shitty rematch. It's not going to be the same as if it just originally went down on URL or King of the Dot or something like that. Yeah. So everybody kind of just has to like take a step back and look at the whole general idea of what battle rap is and stuff like that.
Thankfully, like with the case in like Cat and Hollow, like that was still like an incredible battle. So
luckily that got saved. Yeah. And like with this Diz versus Official, that got saved. Stuff like that. I mean, the true battle rap leagues that are ran by battle rap fans and former battlers and stuff like that, they know what needs to be saved and what they're getting screwed over on. And I mean, I've met battlers before when doing some of these interviews where I'm not going to name names or anything, but they're like, yeah, man, I know for a fact I get paid more than the actual league staff does. I don't know if they mean it by as in like they're bragging or if they like feel guilty or what, but it's just kind of like the fact that one single battler is getting paid for an event that may have 20 something, 10, whatever battles, or battlers on it. It's like you can just imagine what these staff members are putting in work day in and day out, and they're the ones who are losing at the end of it all. These people come in, do 6, 7, 9 minutes, whatever material, and they're out of there. Yet the leagues are there having to pick up the slack.
I feel bad, I feel bad when you see someone and you know that they're invested, because at the end of the day, like, if you pay me to fucking battle some dude that fucking sucks somewhere where I know a lot of people are excited to come see me battle, I'm gonna not really care that the guy sucks or not, but more so just want to fucking, put on a show for, like, people and whatnot. It's sad to see, like, when you see a battler who maybe is still hot or was hot for a while and they show up somewhere and they're just fucking not trying and they just fucking get their check and they're out of there. And it's like, what's the fucking point? Like, that was cool, like, for the moment, but that shit is just gonna, like, wear you down in the long run, and it happens every time. Someone like Clips, maybe, who is, like, on a long run of, people saying that underwhelming performance after underwhelming performance, that shit's hard to pull off. Like, it's only so much before people just get fucking sick of your shit. Battle rap moves way too fast. It moves way too fast. That's one thing I've noticed, especially with everyone battling every week nowadays. And, like 3 events, major league events on the same weekend, like a couple times a year. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Totally off topic.
We have this this segment called Off Topic, where we're just going to ask you random questions just based on what we know about you and like your background and stuff like that. I'll just start off with the first question. We know, especially from your Sakurai battle and from a lot of your other battles, that you have some of the best hype men in all of battle rap. So,
the best hype men.
The best hype men in battle rap. So the question is, what qualifications do you have to become an E. Farrell hype man?
You need to be just as obnoxious as possible, but also fire. You need to know the right things to say, the right time to
that can be tough to balance.
It sucks because, like, you just really need Jeff and Bangs. They're both very qualified and don't ever fuck up, really. But sometimes I go somewhere and neither of them are on the card. I kind of got to, like, make some shit happen. Yeah, I mean, if it's not Jeff or Bangs, it doesn't really count. So, I don't know. It's hard to really say.
No, I believe that.
They're the ones that are known. I still get busy, though. I'm trying to work out a hype man for England right now. I got a couple prospects in mind. I try not to really rely on other people if I don't have to, though. You just can't copy respect.
You can't.
You can't.
So you've called out Mook in many battles.
Yeah.
So not to like give away any of your material or anything like that, but we were curious on if you have any unique angles that you would use against Mook that no one's used against him before.
Mostly that he's been ducking me. Hitter. I got around about the do-rag already.
Fire.
I don't know if I might just give it to the fans one day, or I probably won't use it because I'm gonna come up. I'm always writing for him, you know. And I don't really have too much in specific to talk about. We just gotta have that talk, you know.
Yeah, you just gotta talk
You
to him.
freestyle mostly, so it'll just kind of come
Yeah.
naturally when the battle happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to get up there and it'll just be like looking around and be like, I don't even need to use any of the shit I write. So, but you know, I definitely have some shit for him. You know, just so I'm getting bored sometimes.
Yeah, if he just happens to show up one day, like, you'll be
Yeah, I
ready.
mean, if we run into him, you know, that's a whole nother story too.
All right, Brett. He'll take you into the lightning round.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little word association here. I'm gonna knock out some nouns,
Okay.
or maybe even some verbs. Who knows? And you just kind of give me, just off the top of your head, off the chopping block, as many things, like just a few words about it. You know, just immediate thoughts that come to mind.
The first thing that comes to
descriptors.
mind when you say a word, like how you did it on the Ruin Your Day shit. You've done this before, right? Like at the bunker. Like I've seen. I think
I walked around the bunker doing that shit. I did it to Jeff.
you did it to Foreman. I think I saw when you did it with Foreman.
Yeah, I did it with Foreman too. This one is just, you know, it's not so much questions. I guess a few are. I'll just tell you. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Quick words on bangs.
It's the greatest show on earth. Next,
Jeff.
bring me my rights.
Lord K.
The best Lincoln Park member by far.
Mook.
Pay up.
Foreman.
That's me, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Bush beer.
Bush beer. Clear and bright as mountain air. Kabama.
DNA.
Lost. 3-0.
Reverse live.
His hair is not as bad as I made it sound. It's actually very, very nice.
Hartford.
The homicide.
Waterbury.
First place I ever rap battled on camera.
Juggalos.
Juggalos, my opinion has changed on because I'm starting a rap metal band I want to play Gathering.
And your favorite California snack to take back home to the East Coast?
I like the extra flaming hot
Takis?
Cheetos. I didn't bring back a lot actually. I do still have that mango pepper fucking lollipop and I haven't had it yet because I don't eat no lollipops, man.
Yeah, you stocked up. I remember there was like a humble grocery shop before you went back home.
I brought back just like a lot of Cheetos and shit, some spices. Yeah, you know. I went sick in Australia. I brought back like a fucking whole grocery cart.
All right, we'll just end it on that. Thanks for being on the show. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah,
Let them know.
eFarrell at eFarrell_ on all major fucking TV networks. Buy one of my t-shirts.
Oh yes.
Where can I buy that sweet Slush Puppy t-shirt?
eFarrell.bigcartel.com, or just go on my Twitter and it'll be a link in my bio. I always wanted to say link in bio.
Yeah, dude, I'm so jealous you get to say that.
Link in bio. It's not in my Twitter bio, it's in my Instagram bio, so make sure you're in the right bio. I ain't got room for all these bios.
Oh god.
Sweet.
All right, thanks,
All right.
man.
Thanks for joining the show, man.
I'll talk to you guys
All right, see you, man.
All right, talk to you later.
later.